What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. And also, a little bit of weird news thrown in at the second half of the show. Nice. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. Well, there's a sourdough starter that it's not blooming like I want it to.
Yeah. So other people have hobbies.
I have hobbies. Sourdough is the hobby at the minute.
I seen that you tweeted that you give off a very big unemployed energy.
I'm born to be unemployed. I've been off work for 2 weeks, for people that don't know, and I have never felt better about myself, about the world. I'm getting sleep. I'm going to the gym. I'm not the problem.
You're not a working man.
No, I'm destined to be a house husband, and that's fine.
I'm destined for my hands to be soft.
Oh, I'd love soft hands. By God, they're getting there. All the sourdough's affecting it.
So, Shaun, obviously this is now, I think, our 6th or 7th episode, not quite sure. If this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything. Don't worry about it. If it's your second and above, we'd really appreciate a like, 5 stars, a follow, maybe on one of the socials. Anything you can really do to support the show, but the 5-star thing is always very much appreciated on Spotify.
Yeah. Also, just for people that don't know, we do have a Patreon as well. You can sign up to that even as a free member, and you'll just get notifications of when we post stuff. If one of the movie reviews and things like that you like, that pops up, then you'll be the first to hear about it straight away. Could be a nice thing to do if you wanted to do that.
Exactly. So, I mean, last week, unfortunately, Shaun, we had a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
So you might have noticed last week we didn't put out an episode. That's because the old corruption happened. And
which hasn't happened in ages, to be fair.
Hadn't happened in years, but the file got corrupted and we were not willing to re-record with the same jokes and stories.
No, because, I mean, we do script these episodes, to be fair.
Heavily.
But it's not as natural the second time around.
So we decided that instead we would release a little bit of a preview of what goes over on the Patreon on Wednesday night, I think it came out, and that was our review of Lindsay Lohan's movie from this year, Irish Wish, that's on Netflix.
We reviewed a hate crime, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we reviewed an Irish hate crime, just, for the crack, and because our patrons every month get to choose what movie we review, they actively choose the hate crimes because they want to hear us basically go insane.
And look, we love them, we could not make the show without them. They're a bunch of dickheads at the end of the day.
5 stars, please.
5 stars, please. Oh, I can't stress enough the 5 stars.
If this is what we say to the people we like, imagine what we say about the rest of you.
You don't want to be enemies with us. We'll do nothing about it.
We will do actively nothing, but otherwise tut loudly sometimes. So look, we're going to start with a lot of movie news because obviously last week's episode technically didn't come out. So I've thrown 1 or 2 stories that we covered there back in because they are still big stories. But we are going to start this week with the pretty big news regarding Knives Out 3.
Yes.
So also, by the way, if you're only here for weird news, the timestamp is down below. You can go straight there if you're not interested in movie news. But if you're interested in both, that's cool too. Shaun, Knives Out 3.
I mean, I'm really excited for it. We both love all of the Knives Out movies. The 2 that exist.
Well, I'm sure you've heard, Shaun, is the cast is being assembled for Knives Out 3, Rian Johnson's next Benoit Blanc movie.
Which, also, I am entertained enough by them just announcing people for a Knives Out movie. Like, if they just did that every year, I would be quite happy.
Because, the cast so far have been ridiculously good. Last time they had, Catherine Hahn, Edward Norton, Dave Bautista,
There's
Kate
been more
Hudson.
Since then as well, hasn't it? Sorry. As in, last...
So the second one has been that one. Then I think the first one, Ana de Armas, Christopher Plummer, you had Jamie Lee Curtis, Chris Evans, Toni Collette, a fucking serious cast, right? Yeah. And so you had all of them, second one equally as strong. So the new game is Benoit Blanc goes to a separate thing, or a separate place, a murder happens. We have just this all-star cast of people just having a bit of crack with Rian Johnson on set. He writes a ridiculous murder mystery, and we all kind of like it. Now, recently, I've actually seen a bit of hate for Knives Out 2.
Really?
Yeah, people are saying maybe it's not as good as we thought it was. What I will say is that I seen somebody, I seen a tweet to all of the hatred that was like, it might be the only Netflix movie we talk about a year later, so because they all just get forgotten within days.
Hey, look, we all nearly watched Red Notice, but then decided against it.
Remember Rebel Moon? Remember?
That did come out, didn't it?
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, Jesus. Also, if you're on Netflix, Bodkin is a really good watch. It's
okay.
It's a murder podcast, but set in Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Are we on that or no?
We're if you listen really, really closely, we're desperately pitching our podcast in the background.
And it's just a lot of, we'll get back to you.
Let us know. Let us send it on to me.
The old classic when you get asked for plans, you're like, I'll get back to you.
Double check. Yeah.
I have to double check with somebody. I don't know who, but somebody. My mum. I have to ask my mum.
Mum will know. Mum will know.
Am I allowed to go to the cinema, mum? I know I'm 29.
Say no. Please say no.
Say fucking no. So the cast for Knives Out 3 is slowly coming together. Of course, we have Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, but we also now know that Josh O'Connor from Challengers will be there.
And The Crown he's in as well?
He's in The Crown as well. We also have Andrew Scott will be there.
One of ours.
And now we also know that Jeremy Renner and Mila Kunis and Glenn Close and Kerry Washington are going to be in it.
What? I think this might be already... That's enough of a cast to base a movie around.
Yeah.
We've said it before, but it's the Knives Out movies and Dune just have some of the best runs of actors of all time. Yeah, as you read them out.
I mean, it's just one of those where you just get a cast, and I think that especially with the Knives Out movies, they have a vibe that you go and it's going to be fun. And you're also going to get to work with some of the strongest cast. It's like a weird, I don't know what it is. I was going to say aura, but I feel like that's too strong. It's a vibe. I think when people, if you're an actor working and Rian Johnson's like, hey, you want to be in a Knives Out movie, you're probably going to say yes, because you're like, yeah, I want to be around all of these amazing people who I know are going to be signed up.
But on a deeper level, I think that it's nice for an actor because, aside from Daniel Craig, there's no carryover really between the movies. So you can just take a fucking run at a certain type of character, and it's just that for one. You don't have to maintain that for 10 years or whatever.
No,
so you get really good performances out of people. Yeah, Michael Shannon in the first one. He's just playing a fucking weirdo.
But it works so well. I mean, you also have Chris Evans. They always have to now have the Marvel star in it, weirdly. So Jeremy Renner apparently is this one's Marvel star.
Do you know, I'm actually interested to see how he is in a movie like this. Just
in general, because he died so many times in real life.
Yeah, he's been through it. What if he just plays his character from Tag again?
What breaks both of his arms again?
What's really funny is that his character in that movie is portrayed as the most capable dude in the world.
and you know what? Jeremy Renner probably is the most capable dude in the world, but he's I'll do this incredibly dangerous stunt. What could go wrong?
I'll run up some chairs. I won't fucking ice myself.
I mean, and also Jeremy's probably busy. He's working on his app, so you have to factor that in.
Down. I wish there was an app where we could talk about Jeremy Renner.
I just really want to know. Just buy Jeremy Renner books. If you haven't heard of the Jeremy Renner app, please look that up. That's one of my favourite 2017 moments. It's very weird.
It's a fascinating point in time where everyone thought that was an okay idea.
Mila Kunis, Kerry Washington, Glenn Close as well coming on to join in with Andrew Scott. I think Andrew Scott, by the way, and I'm not just saying this because he's Irish, but perfect for a Knives Out movie. I think he's going to fully get it.
And he's going to fully commit to it. But also, I think because he's been Moriarty and shit like that, I don't think he's going to be the baddie. But I guess that's the fun of it. He could be the baddie.
Who is the baddie is the question.
See, it's called Wake Up Dead Man. Isn't that the name of the actual film?
I'm just going to... Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery.
Yes. So it could be that there's actually no murder. It's a different kind of mystery.
You could just do anything. Because we just like seeing Benoit Blanc and Daniel Craig's weird accent just doing shit.
Like, because I need to, I don't know. It's not that they need to go bigger every time. They did go bigger in the second one.
I actually think going bigger made it worse. I think go smaller.
Yeah. I think that, like, the first one is the best one of those.
Well, yeah.
But the second one is still great, in my opinion.
The second one is like it's a perfect movie to throw on.
Second one came out like December 23rd, and it was perfect to watch around Christmas.
Yeah, because it's not like you don't have to commit to anything. It's just a bit of a, like, we'll turn it on and it's silly, but, like, it's fun. It's a bit of crack.
Yeah, and we can all fucking try and solve the mystery and have fun with it.
I think Jeremy Renner will be the murderer, or I think maybe Josh O'Connor could be the murderer.
I think Jeremy Renner gets killed, and I'm going to put it out there. He plays Jeremy Renner in this movie.
Yeah, but like they just kill him, and he's like, "Do you want me to commit to the bit?" You're like, "No, Jeremy, no.
Jeremy, please, we just got you back."
So I don't know what's going to happen, but I am very excited. The cast is coming together very strongly. So like, Netflix, by the way, are just funding this, so they're just like, I think it's nearly a $500 million deal to get the two sequels. So
Netflix is notably profitable, so yeah, that's
notably profitable. Netflix, so they don't care, they'll just pay anybody. So this is just our first bit of news. Very interested to see how this works going on. It's meant to come out next year. I think summer next year, maybe, or fall next year.
I really want them to do it at Christmas again, because I'll be honest, it's a great one to watch when you're not sure of what to watch at Christmas.
If you're in like your significant other's house and the parents are there and you're like, I don't really know what can't really throw on like Ocean's 11.
Yeah. Oh, wind it back. Okay, Ocean's 11.
I disagree, because Ocean's 11 is a perfect movie if you want to do something like that.
Ocean's 11, 12, 13. I haven't seen 8, but I'm sure it's fine.
Do you know what? There's a genre of movie that really somebody should put together, of like movie you could watch with your significant other's family, maybe around Christmas or New Year's or Thanksgiving if you're in America, and they give you the remote. And they say, "Sure, you pick a movie. Sure, you're the guest."
Oh, and then you're scrolling through Disney Plus for 18 hours. Like,
but you kind of have to know. You have to make it sound like you know what you're doing. So you're like, "Oh, well, I can't really do one of my weird movies that I like."
I'd like, genuinely, before I don't think they listen to this, and also I love them, but also before going on a visit, I will look up movies that I think are like, "Oh, okay, we can just put these on."
I don't have that is a smart idea, but that is so you, that you're so anxious that you're like, well, I gotta check beforehand, I gotta have some bullets in the chamber.
I went through a run of just putting on Wes Anderson films, and it was like, oh, this is perfect.
And they were like, he's a genius.
He knows so much about cinema.
Yeah, he's just a genius, and you've spent like 4 days researching,
painstakingly going through IMDb reviews,
and then like you're after reading all the IMDb pages, but you're like saying the facts like you just know them. You're like, actually, a weird fact about this Wes Anderson one. Oh man, I think that's great. Yeah, Ocean's 11. I do Ocean's movies. Pretty good. Knives Out, also pretty good.
There's a good little letterbox list assembling itself there.
You just need like anything with a heist or like a double cross.
Any kind of scheme, mystery, or montage, I think, is quite good.
Is always good. Yeah. So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and this is, we haven't got to talk about something like this in about 4 years.
Interesting.
I know this is only our 6th or 7th episode, but like it's.
But me and you personally have not talked in 4 years.
When we recorded it for the Heroes for Hire podcast in 2019. Yeah. But Shaun, Universal are releasing a monster movie.
We're so back.
Get the word out. We back up. Would you like to explain the monster universe?
So, there was back 2018, 2019, back when everything had to be a franchise and we needed a connected universe. Universal decided to create the Dark Universe, which was all of the classic monster characters that Universal had bought the rights for. They were going to put them into a universe where they would all interact with each other, and there'd be through lines throughout all of the films.
Do you remember that movie with not Tom Hanks, with Tom Cruise in 2017 called The Mummy? That was meant to be the start of it, with Russell Crowe playing Jekyll and Hyde, who was also meant to be having his own monster movie.
He was meant to get one. There was Johnny Depp was in there.
Mr. Frankenstein Frankenstein was going to get one. Angelina Jolie was Bride of Frankenstein. It was all locked in. But Tom Cruise's Mummy movie was really bad, made no money, and then they immediately pulled out of it. But the funniest part about the whole thing was the first movie with Tom Cruise, they made like an Avengers style fucking logo with like the dark universe.
It's the universal globe and the word universal rotates around it, but then it flips and it gets all creepy and weird and it says dark universe.
The audacity to be like, we're going to need this logo for maybe a decade.
And we just latched on to, we were still on the radio, I think, talking about this, but like we latched onto this being like, this is the ultimate kind of hubris, because you thought we would just go along with this and you could just put out anything and put Dark Universe on it and we'd love it. So
that movie was really bad.
On the surface, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
They just fucked it up
they
so
just
bad.
Did really bad movies, which is a bad idea. But Shaun, what if I told you that even though it didn't work in 2017, the Mummy prequel is reportedly in the works at Universal?
Isn't that just a live Egyptian man?
Yeah, it's a different vibe, is what I would say, because he is no longer the Mummy. He's just like that lad.
Yeah. Also, we've done a Mummy prequel, and it's called Rise of the Scorpion King, and it's real bad. Yeah, but this one's different. This one doesn't have The Rock in it. Right, so who is in this?
I'm pretty positive that this is going to be a prequel. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be a prequel of, is the question. So I can't figure out if it's a prequel for the 2017 Tom Cruise, or the Brendan Fraser 1999 The Mummy, or even maybe like the 1930s film that came out. Like, none of it has been confirmed, but logically, I mean, why do a prequel in the first place? The point is we wake the Mummy up and then he's trying to kill everyone. But they haven't released who the prequel is going to be prequeling.
What would it follow? It would have to follow the Mummy's life up until mummification, I guess.
Yes. So it's like a villain origin one.
But then we just follow a bad...
I would be of the opinion that the Mummy only becomes interested once he wakes back up.
Yes, it's the mystical element of the Mummy that we like, not the
because he's not very happy when he gets woken up. It's weird to watch him just kind of be a dick until he gets killed.
And then... Like, why? Yeah, I think they're just making it probably to maintain a copyright.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah. But, I mean, it's being reported that it's going to be pretty accurate. It's become one of the multiple upcoming projects in development based on the Universal monsters. A sequel to The Invisible Man is in the works. A new take on The Wolfman is coming out.
Okay. I'm not interested in Invisible Man 2. Wolfman is fine. What was the third one you said there?
Guillermo del Toro is directing a new film that's based on Frankenstein, while Maggie Gyllenhaal is doing The Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay. Those all sound great. Why not just give the money to them instead of a prequel to probably Tom Cruise's The Mummy 2017?
Maybe the logic is that like we've done The Mummy too many times, but we want to put The Mummy in the title, so we want a prequel to The Mummy, but we can't just do The Mummy movie.
But I don't think The Mummy is... I don't think that's bankable now.
No.
Because I think it's... One, it's already been done the best it can be done. And it was done in 1999.
Yeah, that movie is fucking great.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Patreon. It holds up.
That's a movie you put on if you're in the significant other's house.
Yes, it is. I'm going to add that to the list. But then, like, all the subsequent Mummy movies made less money. And then Tom Cruise's The Mummy flopped financially.
Big time, yeah. It was one of his only flops where he was like not happy at all. He did the Tom Cruise angry face.
Yeah, which we hate to see off Tom. It's that and motion smoothing makes it happen to him. But I don't think they're... I think they're banking on the wrong thing. Put all of your money into Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein movie.
You just heard that name and you're immediately locked in.
That's the easiest home run in filmmaking I've ever heard.
He's going to absolutely kill it. And he'll be the one that they give the least money to. 100%.
Yeah. And it'll still be the best one. Mark my words.
I mean, I don't know what Universal have been dying to get this universe off the ground for so long, and they waited it out for maybe 4 or 5 years.
Let
and
the
now
heat
they're
die
like,
down off of
we're
the
back with a vengeance.
But why not just make some monster movies? They don't need to be connected. We don't want them to be.
Yeah, just why do we have to have the big monster team up? Like, it's not 2013 anymore. I don't think people want 17 movies to watch.
No, people like movies that are just movies.
Another one to watch with the significant others, The Fall Guy. I'm putting it in there. It's a new entry.
I'm going seeing it this weekend. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Imagine watching that, but at her house. But like the parents are going to be like all in.
Yeah, it's got something for everyone. It's got handsome Ryan Gosling. It's got stunts. What else do you need in a film?
I mean, yeah, I think this is funny, and I would like them to do it because I don't think this will make any money, and I think Universal, I don't think they'll ever give this up. There must be just one guy. There's got to be one guy there who really believes that this is a good idea for like a massive universe. That he just is like, this is clearly going to make money. Like, the kids want a Wolfman. They love Wolfman.
But, like, all you need to do... And look, I don't mean to tell Donna Langley and Peter Kramer how to run their company. But make monster movies and release them in October every year. That's all you need to do, and you can just coast for most of the rest of your existence. You know what? That is actually...
Just release them October 15th.
Yeah, perfect. Run them into November 12th.
Yeah.
And then you can have something to put out at Christmas, whatever your big blockbuster is. But just make the weird little horror movies and just put them out every so often.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that, like, it's so funny to watch them be like, yeah, this is a big May release. I think May is the perfect time to release this movie. I mean, the kids want to watch it in the summer. Now, Tom, fall from playing.
Yeah, let's just make a generic action movie and slap the mummy on it. That'll get the kids in.
I think that's what they're doing. So, everyone calm down. No need to get too excited, but the mummy is coming out. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be fucking fantastic.
Can I just say as well, I've been on the Wikipedia page for Universal Pictures. And the very first thing they made was a thing called Universal Classic Monsters.
Yeah.
Which was from 1931 to 1956. They just released various monster movies under that heading. Just do that again, but now. They're not connected, but they're all under the blanket of Universal Classic.
It's not going to make any money. They need to be connected. How are we going to leave Easter eggs in one that relates to the fourth one? Everyone knows that.
The Invisible Man is in the background the whole time.
He's always there. There's somebody just being stabbed behind the Wolfman.
Also, that Invisible Man movie is all right. It's pretty good.
You know what? That's probably their only hit. That's actually a good movie.
Yeah, and that was right during COVID, was it?
No, I think it was like 2019. It might have been just before.
Right.
But I know like it had no budget because obviously they only had to shoot one person. But it made a shit ton of money and it was very, very good. And so it makes no sense that they waited this long to be like, let's do a sequel to that.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. Give Guillermo del Toro.
To me, it's like the what's the Paranormal Activity movies. Like those movies make so little they cost so little to make that they just started pumping them out. Universal's the only studio that would make a movie for like 8 million and then make like 200 million. It was like, let's not make another one. We wait.
Let's shelve that for a few years.
The Mummy 7. Someone get back on the Tom Cruise. Shaun, we are moving on to our next piece of news, and this one is pretty interesting because this comes from director John Turteltaub, and he has offered a promising update on the development of National Treasure 3, with the filmmaker revealing that all of the principal actors, including Nicolas Cage, want to make a sequel, the number 3, and he will also have Sean Bean's villain to return.
What? Oh my God. Okay. Suddenly I'm very on board.
I mean, so, if people don't know why we're talking about National Treasure 3, it's one of Sean's favourite film franchises for no reason. The movies are terrible, but Sean loves them. And look, you gotta respect that. So, he just likes a heist or a treasure map kind of movie.
I like a little treasury adventure, I think, in a movie.
He doesn't... But the Da Vinci Code is boring, but it's like the Da Vinci Code, but like the McDonald's version.
Yeah, a family-friendly Da Vinci Code is kind of what I'm looking for in a film.
So National Treasure 3, rumoured for a long time. I mean, the last one, Nicolas Cage does kidnap the president. So
he does.
How do we top that?
The president is cool with it.
He's chill. He's like, don't worry about it, brother. I get kidnapped every day.
Because at the end of the movie, they meet in the big aircraft hangar, and the Nicolas Cage is talking about the president's book, which contains all of the secrets ever in American history. And the president is like, look at page 47. And Nicolas Cage is like, oh, but that could be the most important discovery of human history. And then they never made a follow-up movie, and I've thought about it twice a week ever since. So... what I'm thinking...
What are we thinking is on page 47? What happens?
It's going to be a heist. It's going to be a pretty big heist. I'm thinking the Mona Lisa this time.
That's maybe too close to the Da Vinci Code.
Who's the one man who could help us take the Mona Lisa? Sean Bean's character Ian from the first National Treasure.
Oh my fucking God, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be like, we need to do a heist, and I know only one guy who's the villain from the first one that we do a team up with.
Tell me that's not class, though.
I mean, Sean, I don't think any of these are class, but I do think that's a good idea.
It's real good.
I don't see what
Ed Harris is in the second one. He fucking drowns.
Are you going to bring back Diane Kruger?
Going to bring back Diane Kruger. I'm going to bring back a guy who plays Riley. What's his fucking name? Justin Bartha. That's him. Yeah, he's coming back. I think he came back for the series, which I didn't watch.
I mean, are you a real fan if you didn't watch the series? Maybe you're just a cardboard fan.
I'll be a cardboard fan. That's fine. The important thing is they never address page 47 in the series.
This, by the way, I found this story out, and then I also found out about the fact that 2 weeks ago we talked about the Pirates of the Caribbean thing, and then it got confirmed that they're actually doing 2 new movies of the Pirates of the Caribbean, not just the one that we thought it was. So they're going to be doing a Margot Robbie led version. And then they're also going to be doing a separate version. So they're going to be doing two separate Pirates of the Caribbean movies along with a National Treasure 3 movie. Sean, how you feeling?
Conor, I gotta tell you, I'm feeling pretty terrific right now.
28 years later is also coming out.
What a great time to be Sean, folks.
And he's unemployed.
I'm living the dream, baby.
He's living the dream.
Just put Treasure Planet out again and we're sorted.
If a Treasure Planet 2 comes out, it's game over. We're never seeing him again. It's just... So they're going to be having one with, like, in Jack Sparrow's world, but without Jack Sparrow. And then the other one will be, like, Margot Robbie will lead that one, and that'll be, like, female-led.
Great. I mean... Every sentence you've just said has been fantastic, especially when you said without Jack Sparrow. That's perfect.
So, like, I mean, this seems like a day for you. I threw all of these in to cheer you up.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, what a time to be Ted Elliott as a screenwriter, you know? You got Pirates and National Treasure coming back all at once.
For new listeners of the show, for who weren't listening maybe the last few weeks, Sean has discovered his new hero because his favourite movies are all those movies I just mentioned. Don't ask why, there's no logic. But Sean, who is Ted Elliott?
Ted Elliott is a American screenwriter who has worked on such films as The Pirates of the Caribbean and The National Treasures and Shrek and G-Force for some reason. But all movies instrumental to my childhood. He worked on Treasure Planet as well. I think he's my
Shaun
hero.
found out that he thinks Ted might be his dad because he loves all of his movies so much. It was one of those where he's the one connecting thing between all of his favourite franchises.
Yeah, he worked on Aladdin as well, Mask of Zorro, Godzilla 1998, Small Soldiers. The man doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss. Between 1992 and 2007, that man was just printing money solely for Shaun. He was just making movies for little Shaun.
And look, quite frankly, Ted, thank you if you're listening. Again, if anyone can put me in contact with Ted Elliott.
Can I just ask a question? If Ted Elliott didn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he tragically passes away.
I think I'd be a millionaire.
I don't think you would be who you are.
No. There's a very specific series of events that, like, a series of dominoes that have led to me liking.
You might be in jail if Ted doesn't exist.
I genuinely, I might be, because those films, they're so good to watch growing up. You know, they teach you a lot.
You could have been a big, massive dickhead.
What?
You could have been, like, without Ted. I was saying you're not. For the first time ever, I was being nice.
Because of Ted.
Because of Ted, solely because of Ted. Because you do have dickhead tendencies, but now they turned into dickhead tendencies, and Ted resurrected them and I got rid of them.
That's like... my life would be entirely different if Ted Elliott was never born. That's not like a weird thing to say. That's a fact.
It's so funny. Like, there's people like Steven Spielberg. There's people like, and you're like, no, Ted, right? And you know what? I think Ted's probably a lovely man. And,
I'm sure he is.
And he'd be delighted. You're his one fan.
He's got many fans.
But how many of those fans have put the connection together for Ted? I don't think a lot of them know who Ted is.
No, that's the thing. They've not done the research that I've done into finding out why I am the way that I am.
We're trying to start a campaign to get Ted maybe a few Oscars.
Get him on the show even. Like, I'd like to see that.
Just so you can shit yourself.
I would go non-verbal. It would be really funny. Like, I would be too nervous to talk to him in case
He's like your hero. Ted, you're a legend. We love you. You're a national treasure.
Somehow, Ted, if you're listening, this isn't a bit.
No,
genuinely.
We're not taking the piss. We're being honest. Shaun is in love with you.
No, dial it back a bit, but they're really good. They're really good movies you've done.
Shaun would leave his family to live with you, Ted. That's what I'm saying. Now,
we'd hang out for a day, maybe.
He might be getting a bit overwhelmed. I'd have to be like the intermediary, just like go between you and Ted and like take out the weird bits that you say. Tell me how he smells. I'm not going to ask him that, Shaun.
All of my audio is on a 2-second delay and you get to vet
it. We're going to finish off the movie news for this week, Shaun, with some, I don't know if it's big news or not, but the X-Men 97 series is doing pretty well in Disney. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It's real good. Finished it. It's real good.
Well, Shaun, they are now going to be... Marvel Studios is gaining a lot of momentum as they've now brought in Michael Leslie to come in as the screenwriter for an X-Men movie that they're hoping to do.
Is that not the easiest move they could have made in the world?
Absolutely. So what they've done is, and this sounds weird, they've seen that people like the 97 series, and now they're thinking of doing another X-Men movie, but like under the Marvel banner.
Yeah, and so why not get someone who, I don't know, intimately understands the X-Men and how they work and how they interact as a team to write that movie? Yeah.
And the thing is, like, doing this, the last live action movie was like, I think 2019? It might have been Dark Phoenix in 2019.
Dark Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, that's only 5 years ago. I know there's probably not going to be a lot of rush in this because I think the writer's strike kind of pushed it back. But as far as I know, this is like the major number one option. The minute that the writer's strike got lifted, they were like, get working on this. They probably want to bring it out in a few years. It makes sense because the Avengers hype, I think, has died down a lot. So now you can kind of ramp up a different team, which is very Marvel.
It's like it's spot on to what happened in the comics as well. Like people lost interest in Avengers and traditional heroes, so they brought in the X-Men and they became the flagship. This is the film you can't fuck up though.
Well, it's been fucked up more times than it's been gotten right.
Which is why, like, Marvel as they are right now, if the new X-Men movie flops...
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say it's over, but it's not looking good.
Because... But at the same time, like, how many of the X-Men movies are good? And that IP is still, like, was still Fox's, like, go-to. That was, like, their big thing. Fox were, like, reliant on that. So, I mean, you have First Class, you had Days of Future Past, and X-Men 2.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of the bad X-Men movies, they were given more leeway than they deserved because of the fact there was always the excuse of, oh, that's Fox interfering. That's not connected with Marvel or anything like that. Whereas now, like, it's in the same company. They can use whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. So if they fuck it up now, it's just their own fault. Because the characters work. The storylines work.
Well, I mean, if you just take the X-Men 97 series and just adapt that and be like, let's make Cyclops kind of cool?
Yeah. Like, let's have believable interactions. Let's have, like, heavy topics in this. Let's not have it all be jokes.
Well, the whole point of X-Men is it's like the least subtle messaging of all time. Like, you're going to have to touch on that eventually. It's weird that they kind of touched on it, but not really in the other movies. It's like, oh, there's a cure, but there's not a cure. But why would you want to be cured? Kind of thing. But they never go all in.
This thing, because those X-Men movies, they never touch on, like, and someone has tweeted about this, but, like, the X-Men are, like, the exception to the rule. They're the ones with useful, good powers that let them help humans. Whereas the majority of people who are mutants, like, draw the short straw and, like, just set fire to everything around them.
Yeah, they all have rogues' powers and just kill people.
Yeah, exactly. There's an Ultimate X-Men comic where there's this one dude and his mutant power is that he just kills everyone within, like, 100-foot radius of him. Like, they just fucking die. And he goes off into the desert and Wolverine comes and he's like, listen, I'm really sorry about this, but no one can find out that a mutant power can do this, because otherwise it's the end for mutants.
Yeah.
So Wolverine just kills the fucking kid in a cave.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's a really dark comic, but it's like, that's the bad side of... That's the bad luck that comes with mutation.
I'm very interested in seeing, by the way, if they do this, and I'm assuming they will, because, like, they're now doing the Fantastic Four. They'd be kind of crazy not to even attempt at least one. Hugh Jackman, I'm assuming, is probably out. So you're gonna have to recast Wolverine, which is good, because eventually you were going to have to do it anyway, even though he's coming back for Deadpool, but I'm assuming he's probably not going to stick around. But with this, what I want is we don't have to do it's Wolverine and the rest. We could just do the team up.
Have a real cool team, like, and everyone gets to shine.
And people, maybe some people don't like each other and don't get on, and that's grand, but they're fine. A family, so they can say you're a dickhead, but then if somebody else says that they're a dickhead, like, alright, hang on, man, only I'm allowed to call him a dickhead.
Yeah, because I'm cool with him, but he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But, like, in X-Men 97, Wolverine is a side character across that whole thing. That was fascinating to me when they brought it back, and I think if you haven't watched it, you probably are like, X-Men, why are we talking about X-Men? But that show is so good that that has brought back so many fans that now that's why Marvel are doing this, because they're like, oh, there's a fan base there for this, and so, like, you can't replicate that show exactly, because that show is super weird and super dark and super, like, I mean, you can't bring, like, Madeline, whatever her name is, in, like, yeah, like, you can't do all that stuff, because I think that's a bit too far if you start doing cable, especially for a cinema-going audience. But you can build up to it, but I wouldn't do it at movie one. No, please don't do it movie one. Movie one, they should stop a regular villain, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then work up to the world-ending threats.
I wonder who is going to replace Fassbender and McAvoy, because those... is there a chance that we miscast? Because that would be the funniest thing ever. Because if Fox does 2 perfect castings and then Marvel again, they're like, let's do a wrong casting.
Let's get Chris Pratt in. I think he could be Professor X pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's very, do they go old? Do they go new? Nobody really knows.
You know what the boldest move of all time would be? Cast Nicholas Hoult as Professor X.
Fucking hell, that's perfect.
He's Lex, he was Beast. You know, it all works.
Around. You know, he's connected. I think set it up so that they're just a new team set out. Cyclops is the leader. Him and Jean Grey are there. They're not kids, but they're not like fully integrated, I suppose. Do like a weird middle ground.
Yeah, like I think it's probably all going to come after Secret Wars. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get like an X-Men origin film. It's just Secret Wars happens, the universe gets rebooted, and then there's just mutants.
They're just there.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah. And I wanted to finish on some bad news. They're going to be doing a Vision series. Okay, cool. For Disney Plus.
Fucking Jesus, okay.
But you remember all the good news?
I'll be honest, you did front load it with good news, which I appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Does anyone care about a Vision series? Does anyone care about Vision?
No. Okay, so
good.
I've no other thoughts other than no, and I care so little I don't even want to discuss how little I care about it. But Shaun, it's now time for weird news. Play the jingle. Wow, what a jingle. Expert every single time. You always put it in. Every time.
What can I say? I will never forget to put it in.
Other
as we all
than
know.
definitely that one time you will forget. But other than that, you're rock solid. But Shaun, we haven't done weird news in a little bit. And it's important that we start off with one that I think I loaded up the good news in the movie news.
Oh, I see.
My
blood pressure's about to rise, folks.
In the weird news, we're going to be talking about one of your favourite people that we've ever discussed here on the show, and that is the man in Japan who made himself a border collie.
Folks, I don't like to get angry, but this thing just upsets me.
Man who spent 12.5 grand to become a dog now has plans to turn himself into a different animal.
Okay. Like, as a friend, can we skip it? Because I'm just
No! It's funny.
But his whole thing was he wanted to live as a dog, and that's why he did it.
Yeah. But do you remember the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Shaun? Hold on to them.
Okay, Ted.
Hold on.
Got to keep Ted in my mind at all times.
Well, Shaun, every dog has its day, and it seems to have finally come for this guy who spent 12.5 grand to become a border collie.
Yeah.
Now, look, you think you spend that kind of money on a costume, you stick in it. You have maybe a bit of a reshuffle, but you're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
He basically puts himself in the dog suit, and if you haven't seen it, it's
upsetting,
irksome. It's irksome,
worrying.
And he basically becomes a dog, getting around on all fours, barking, wanting his belly tickled, taking a nap in his cage, and even going for walks on a lead.
I fucking hate this so much. Also, every time we talk about this, someone posted in the Detective Divilment's Facebook group, and I need you to know I really hate it anytime it happens. Because I have friends in that group who very kindly agreed to, join it and promote it and stuff like that. And they come to me and they're like, what's this about? And then in my private time, I have to talk about this.
Send them more.
No, please.
Because he really hates it. He only engaged in his animal antics in the comfort of his own home at first, but eventually he decided to venture out into the big world and make other people look at what he'd done. So, Toko is the name of the dog, and he has hinted that he wouldn't mind finding other people who also identify as animals to play like puppies with. That's a weird way to structure that sentence, saying that he would love to meet them and interact. I think Toko's committed to this, and now has realised that nobody went with him. And I was like, oh man, I'd really like it. And there has to be one other person who's into this, but maybe they don't live in Japan.
True, and also, there's a bunch of people that like dressing up as, furries are a thing.
Yeah.
It's just that he wants to be a realistic collie.
Yeah, he just wants to become a dog.
Yeah. Which but And if you want to do it in your own... I feel I come across bad in this segment because we always say people can do what they want as long as they're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, but you get irrationally angry at this one man.
I'm really unsettled by it. It's very uncanny valley because it's not a dog, but he's pretending to be a dog.
I think it's the Irish in
belly rubs. I can't like that.
The belly rubs is what gets me. It's everything else. I don't give a fuck. Walk along, but if you roll onto your back, and I know you're a 37-year-old man, and you say, "Can I have a belly rub?" I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say, respect my privacy. No, thank you.
And I don't know. And now he's I come across very bad. But now he wants to be a different animal, right?
Well, he's now set his sights on a different animal. So he's speaking to a Japanese news outlet. He revealed that there are 4 other animals he wouldn't mind transforming into, which I think makes it worse because if you commit to the border collie, I'm like, cool. Maybe his dream was always he wanted to be a border collie. Grand. But to back out with that, to me, it's like you've picked a favourite sports team and now you've changed sides because they lost a few times. That's not allowed. You have to stick with the team even when they're shit.
Also, if I'm 12 grand into something, I'm sticking with it, to be honest.
It doesn't matter what it is. If I'm 12.5 grand into anything, I'm sticking this out forever.
This is just a part of me now.
Now look, he doesn't really know what he wants to be. He explained dogs and humans have different bone structures and the way they bend their legs and arms. So dogs, it's very difficult to make movements that look like a dog. So the reason why he wants to change is because he admitted that he found mimicking the dog a lot more difficult than when he first thought of the idea and spent 12.5 grand on it without even thinking of the possibility that he had to use his arms and legs.
See, but I've seen a diagram of how the suit works, and he's walking around on his knees the whole time.
Yeah.
That's not good for you as a 37-year-old person.
Then he said the sentence, I'm currently researching ways to make my limbs look more like dogs.
Like his actual limbs?
I don't know what that means, but that's what he said.
That's not good, right? For someone to do.
I would suggest that you shouldn't try to make your limbs look like a dog's limbs, in that you don't have the limbs of a dog. So it'd be difficult. And if you spend maybe 12.5 grand on that, that's even harder to reverse.
Yeah. And look, this is a comedy podcast. I don't want to get too serious. I'm very pro affirmation surgery in all of its forms, alright?
I love how deep you're getting.
No, but I think that's a great thing, and it's amazing that people can access that. The dog thing.
It's like we have to keep preemptively being like, look, anybody else, grand, right?
They're gonna try and drag me onto the side I don't want to be on, and that's not what I'm saying.
We just don't like this specific guy because he asked us to rub his belly. Right?
It's not. Oh no.
They also said that he also said that one of the reasons he doesn't want to be a dog anymore is that when the fur gets dirty, it gets really dirty, and it takes a lot of effort to clean it every time.
So you gotta go to good groomers, you know.
So he says, realistically, I would like to become another dog. What? Right. You haven't helped the situation whatsoever. A panda or a bear?
I mean, that's just making it. You're just going bigger, I think, at that point, so you're not as cramped in the suit.
Yeah, and I think personally, there's a weird part of it. It's like, no, you don't get to go bigger. You either go smaller or you stick with what you can't. Chicken out of it now, to be honest.
You sold everyone on the fact that you were into the collie thing.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Also, we've discussed this, that every bear looks like a man in a bear suit.
Yeah, so really the bear would have been the issue was he didn't have a bit in between. He went straight to the dog. You really need to get a learner's permit with a bear before you start working your way down.
Yeah, okay. Hypothetically, right? You have to wear an animal suit.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? You have to live as that animal. A what?
Ostrich.
Pretty. You do have the legs for it, to be fair.
Two legs, 2 legs, head's always up. Body wouldn't be that cramped.
Fair. I'm picking silverback gorilla.
Good.
You know, a lot of space in there. I can move around.
You want space. You don't want to be having that cramping feet. It's not comfortable. So, like, you want to be able to be free.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you go for, like, a wolf? Because then it's like it's big enough that I guess you could maybe stand a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, or like a horse, maybe.
You'd need 2 people to do a horse.
You do need 2. I just think you went too hard too early, and I think you're not allowed back out. You gotta keep with it. There's no backseats.
Again, just in relation to this man being a dog.
Yeah. No,
nothing else.
You know what's funny is I genuinely was just talking about this man.
No, I know. I'm just...
It's because he's asked people to rub his belly. I'm like, dude, you gotta stick with this.
Yeah, what?
For example, if I bought a really ridiculous looking hat, right, for 12.5 grand, and I went around telling everyone how great I was and better than them because I had this 12.5 grand hat, and wow, wouldn't you like to touch my hat? Then after 3 weeks, if I'm like, I don't really like the hat, you can't get rid of it. You've committed to the bit. Everyone around you is like...
And if you've been trying to talk other people into wearing the same hat and hanging out with you while you all wear the hats together, and then no one takes you up on it, and then you're like, oh, okay, I might give the hat a rest. Because
then you look weak in your convictions. I think you need to go.
There's one thing we won't have on this show, it's weakness.
I'm not having that for 2 unemployed people. We have jobs, but we're just mentally. In
my head, I'm unemployed always.
Always. You know? Hands are so soft. Shaun, I just wanted to touch on that because I wanted to annoy you. That's basically it. So sometimes it's just funnier to do that. But Shaun, I have a Shaun Solves. We haven't had one, I think, since the new format came in. Maybe there was one in early, maybe week 1 or week 2. But, Shaun, this is the segment of the show, and this doesn't have a jingle, but if this is your first time listening, I find an agony ad story that is on the internet that has been sent in to somebody else. And then I take that and instead I give it to Shaun, who is both the smartest and stupidest person I know. And he comes up with possibly some terrible ideas or tries to help the person out of whatever situation they're in. Relationships, friendships, just...
Workplace
problems, just general things.
Yeah, and I have 100% success rate. I've never been wrong for one.
He's never been wrong because we've never done a follow-up to any of the people who ever... And we don't even know if anyone's ever done a solution, so they can't say it didn't work.
There's no one left alive to talk about, Connor.
That's not a...
Their problems are over.
Don't know if that's a compliment. Everyone who's used this product is dead. 5 stars.
5 stars, no complaints.
Shaun, my pals forced me to pay £370 for alcohol at a hen do when I don't drink.
Okay, get new friends.
So, she explained that she and her pals went... So this is a woman sent this in... £70. Her and her pals went to a steakhouse at a club in Las Vegas. Pretty expensive. The woman, who doesn't drink alcohol, wrote... the shows we visited were all on her own cards, and so was the steakhouse. But my friend put her card down for buying drinks and appetizers at the club. I don't drink. I haven't drank for many years, and all my friends know this. I had a custom mocktail, which cost about 15 quid, right?
Wow.
Which, I mean, they all do, bastards. Yep. And sparkling water throughout the night. We agreed beforehand to split the bill, but I took that to mean the food, right?
Right.
And not that I would be required to pay for drinks. The other girls did order champagne bottles along with the cocktails. You know, it's a hen night. They're getting...
Yeah, you're having fun. You're relaxing. Yeah.
When she was home, she got a Venmo request for $470 or £370. And she called her friend to ask why the breakdown and why was it split like that. She continued and said it was quite a bit, as I remembered. We ordered 4 appetizers each, so my share shouldn't have been that high. But, Shaun, she said that she didn't take photos of the bill and now has no idea what anyone ordered. So should she agree to pay her share?
470 when you don't drink is insane.
Well, especially because her friend's argument was, well, everyone was pretty wasted, so it's hard to determine what anyone drank.
How many people were there? Because
she says, by her own calculation, she owes about 50 quid, 55 quid.
For her food. And
her drinks.
One mocktail and then the sparkling water.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, I would say that. That's insane. I don't know how.
Shaun solves. What do we do?
Okay. So it's a hen party. The wedding is still to happen. Presumably you're quite good friends with the bride because of the fact that you went on the hen do.
Yeah.
So I would... It's very easy if she remembers what she had, go online, get the menu, tot it up and just send them that. It's like, that's what I...
But then do you look bad in front of their friends?
You do, but like 470 quid versus a because you don't drink. Let's say she did agree to split the bill, which I would clarify that of like, but no drinks, right? Because I don't drink. And you're ordering champagne.
I gotta admit, right? So this is why I'm allowing you to answer this, Shaun, because I obviously have a personal connection to this story.
Of course, because I don't drink.
No, because you're an alcoholic.
No, I'm not.
And I don't drink. So I also have had this situation many, many times.
I was going to ask your opinion.
The issue is that it's never really been like a hen night, because obviously they don't invite me to them. But mostly it's like, it's an extra little bit, and it's kind of depends who you're with, is what I would say. Like,
yeah,
if it's with your family, they're normally like pretty chill. They're like, look, you didn't get that, you just pay for whatever.
Yeah. If it was me and you,
yeah.
Like, and
no, I think I just split it 50-50, because there's no way you'd be able to drink like 17 bottles.
Connor, come on, come here.
What I do get a bit annoyed about is if, say, you go out and there's like 12 of you, and you like a big group, and you all go to a meal, and everyone's getting drinks, and then at the end they divide it maybe between couples, so you divide it by 6.
Yeah, I'm
not usually happy with that, but I still do it.
But that doesn't come to 470 quid.
No, exactly. So you might end up spending, I don't know, like 75 or whatever. Yeah. But you're like, I could spend 50, but that's not a big deal. It's 25 quid.
Yeah, I'll eat that. That's fine.
Yeah, you'll eat it just for the sake of who gives a fuck, right? But if someone said to me, you owe me €400 or 500 quid for the night out for the drinks, I would 100% be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know how many of them are on that hen do. It's worse if there's more of them. Like, if there's like 12 people and divided by 12, it's 470 each.
Yeah.
That's worrying. Like.
Yeah. Now, although if it's less, I think the less people there are, the more likely it is that you pay, weirdly, because like, if it's 3 close friends, but if it's a group of 15,
yeah,
and like, you're like, oh, look, split it 14 ways and I'll give you 75 quid, which I owe you.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, maybe, but I don't know how, if one person's not drinking, you rack it up to that much and you're comfortable sending a request for the money is insane.
The Venmo.
Like, the Venmo request. You would message someone or ring them and be like, hey, this is the amount, can you send it on to me?
It's a really... I suppose it's a social thing. It's really case by case, because there's probably people listening to this but like, no, you just pay it. Like,
I know, but we don't use Venmo here, we use Revolut. But like, I would never send a Revolut request to someone.
But also, if we were in a pub, like, you wouldn't expect me to do rounds with you if I'm not drinking. Because if I get 2 glasses of Coke, like, say I've always explained it, right? So if someone gets like 4 pints or whatever, or 3 pints in an hour, right? So you drink one every 20 minutes. There's no way I'm drinking 3 Cokes in an hour.
Like, off the walls.
Like, first of all, you don't ever sit down and go, you know what I'm going to drink? 3 bottles of Coke in the next hour. Because like, after 1, maybe 1.5, you're like, I've kind of drank a lot of Coke at the moment. I'm kind of just, might chill out for maybe half an hour.
Yeah. Like, and also, like, doing rounds, like, I rarely do rounds. But like, if someone's beside me at the bar, I'll get them a drink. But I never expect it back, is the thing. Like,
so maybe rounds are an Irish thing, though. Not
they
sure.
are, But like, the rounds are an Irish thing, because the idea is you pay for one drink, but if you're with 6 people, you pay for one round of drinks and then you get 6 drinks over the night, and it kind of balances out.
Yeah.
But like, not on a... I've never been in a situation where someone has put down a card and we've just charged drinks to the card, because that seems insane to me.
That's a very American thing. We would never do that here.
No. The bars I go to, they will not let you leave a card behind the bar.
No. They're like, you pay up front. That's the thing.
Genuinely. It's like, cash in hand.
Yeah.
This is the exchange. This is
the
transaction.
I suppose the only way to solve is kill the friends. You gotta really just maybe... And you gotta do it like again. In a Saw-like trap where like you drown them in maybe alcohol, maybe champagne, in like a series of traps.
Yeah, or like... Or you need to pay it, but get the money back from them in other ways.
Steal from them. You know, you go over to their house, you get 2 cups of tea instead of 1, maybe. You know, over time, that's all going to build up. Over 10 to 15 years, you're making a profit.
Start asking for lifts, you know?
Can you drive me to the airport?
Venmo request them.
Venmo request them $2 every day.
Yeah.
All 14 of them.
I don't know. I wouldn't speak to the bride about it, because she's enough on her plate.
Yeah. Stressed, very stressed. It's a stressful time. It's a big operation. But I don't know. $4.70, I wouldn't be paying it, I'll be honest. I'd say you pay 80, 90 just to cover yourself in case there were extra drinks.
Throw £100 down. Maybe
throw £100 down and just call it a day. I just say, look, sort that amongst yourselves, lads. I'm not dealing with that.
But I didn't order the 4 bottles of...
And if anyone does challenge you, challenge them to a sword fight. Or maybe some sort of fight.
Or look, you don't drink. Play that up. You know? Couldn't have been... Sure, nothing I drank is worth that much, you know?
Yeah. You tell me where I spent £500.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you tell me that.
We go out, we'll have a sober night out, and you tell me where 500.
You tell me when we get to £500 each, right? Let's see how we work that out. I wanted to show that to you because I don't know how to solve it. It's a very difficult social situation.
It is a tough one. I
think you're going to end up pissing everybody off, but you got to stick strong, and they're going to call you cheap. But
like, the fucking neck to charge someone when they don't... I'm getting angry for this person now.
If they call you cheap, say, cool, I'm going to be cheap.
Yeah. I'll fall out over £500.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a lot of quids.
It's a lot. I could do... That's a lot of sparkling waters, I'll be honest.
Boys, that's a fucking lot.
Also, sparkling water is shit. Get tapped.
Not if you throw a little bit of my waddy in. I'm telling you
Connor,
now.
I don't care.
I've been changed. I'm a changed man.
I don't like effervescent hydration, alright?
If you get a little bit of the orange my waddy, right? You stick that in. You got like a little orange drink. Little Fanta.
Drink regular orange juice. It's fine. It's better for you.
Okay.
Grow up.
We're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And in the worst news I've ever heard, but possibly the most logical, Ohio man plans to take a 2-person submersible to Titanic depths to show the industry is safe after the OceanGate tragedy of last year.
Wait a minute. He wants to do it again.
Yeah.
How, we talking millionaire, billionaire?
An Ohio real estate investor is planning to take he's a millionaire. He's a CEO of the submersible manufacturer Triton Submarines. And they aim to show that such an expedition can be carried out repeatedly and safely, despite the fact that the OceanGate submarine last June and everyone died on that one because that one was quite poorly done. So my question to you, Shaun, is this the worst tempting fate that we've seen for many a year?
Like, you are spitting in the face of Poseidon at this point.
Why would you do it again?
Like, Yeah. Why, when the last one imploded, why would you even risk it?
Yeah.
Why would anyone... Like, what's this obsession with seeing the Titanic as well? Like, just... There's so many better things you could be doing with your money than funding private submersibles to a shipwreck of an overly expensive...
spending our money on this? I don't know what's happening, but the idea that this guy is like, do you know what this is? This is big white guy energy. There's strong white guy energy in this. Middle-aged white guy energy that's like, look, they all died, but I'm built different. I'm going to survive, and I'll show them that everything works. What happens if this goes wrong as well? Then what?
What happens when this goes wrong?
This is like, absolutely, before you do anything really dangerous, going, nothing's ever going to kill me. I'm indestructible. I'm absolutely bulletproof, and I will never die. Certainly not now.
Yeah, and then apparently they were in financial distress in 2012, and none of the funds are of public record. So why worry about that? They also have a subsidiary in Barcelona, which I guarantee you is just for tax reasons.
I like you just scouting the whole company. So what we're saying is, this guy's definitely doing tax things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one gets to be a billionaire fairly. I can't stress this enough.
People like me and you.
No, we're too busy making bread and shit.
I think this is a terrible idea, but also there's a weird part of me that's like, let's watch him do it.
Honestly, and this is going to sound harsh, right? Send him down.
How dumb do you have to be to be somebody who's not him and agree to go on this fucking thing?
If he was really that confident, he'd take his entire family with him.
You take him and his family and they all go down together if he's that cocky, but he's definitely going to send the interns.
Oh, he's not going down himself.
No, he's not.
He's got money to hoard.
There's people just sweating behind him, like the guy's getting the coffee. Just like, oh no, I'm going down in that boat.
He's definitely putting like crucial tax information in that submarine. Like just imploding it along with
He's
them.
not even interested in the Titanic. He's burying bodies.
Yeah, it's just a very public way to dispose of a body.
Clever, very clever. I think that's a terrible idea. Made me laugh though, because once I read that, I was like, that is the most white man headline I've ever read. Of like, look, they might have drowned, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do the exact same thing again.
It would be like if we had just like discovered planes, and every plane up until now had exploded. A car just went past and clearly agrees with me.
Exactly.
And then you were like, hey, I'm gonna... No, actually, no, a billionaire was like, no, I'm gonna make my own plane and fly the exact same route and I'll be fine. And then I shoot him out of the sky.
Then the question becomes, why did you know that information beforehand?
Oh.
So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is one of my favourite. This is a very Florida man headline, but it hasn't happened in Florida because it's in Ann Arbor in Michigan. Man with suspended licence shocks judge by joining court Zoom while driving.
It's a bold move.
This video, by the way, is so funny. The judge completely just has a look like, what the fuck is going on? He just gives the guy a look of, the fuck are you doing?
Is this a background? Is this an animated background that you have?
So, an Ann Arbor judge couldn't contain his shock during a case regarding a man's suspended licence when the man joined the hearing via Zoom while driving. Court footage shows Judge Cedric Simpson's dumbfounded reaction as the defendant, Corey Harris, joined the court hearing from the driver's seat. So he comes on the screen and immediately Simpson is like, Mr. Harris, are you driving? And then, this is the best way, Harris responds, actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office. Just give me a second, I'm parking up.
Judge, stop yapping for a second.
Stop yada in my fucking ear. I'm trying to fucking drive here on my suspended licence.
What the fuck? Like, the judge, like, to make a judge speechless, Of just being like, what the fuck are you doing?
So the judge couldn't contain himself. He dropped his pen and then rested his head on his hands as he asked the question everyone needed to know. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm parking, Judge.
I don't know if you heard me. Open your fucking ears, Judge. I said I'm parking.
I'm not allowed to drive, but I'm allowed to park, I believe.
You never said I wasn't allowed to be stationary in the car, did you? Now I have to drive to get stationary, weirdly.
Case closed, Judge.
Harris's public defender then asked for the case to be adjourned, but Simpson wasn't having any of it. Okay, so maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while licence suspended case, and he's driving, and he doesn't have a licence.
The poor fucking defender. Just being like, oh, Judge, please, I'm begging you. Just let me... Can we just pause?
The public defender then responds, that is correct, Your Honour.
He starts texting his partner, just being like, I'll be home early.
The public defender then followed up with, I don't even know why he would do that.
He's so baffled.
It's like you're on trial for murder and then you join the Zoom call while murdering somebody.
Wiping your bloody hands off on a towel.
Anyway, sorry, I'm a bit busy there. I'm just murdering here at the minute. Sorry, yeah. What's going on?
So, surely you just get to sentence him immediately.
He immediately revoked Harris's bond and was ordered to turn himself into the court jail by that evening. He had until 6 p.m. to turn himself in. And then my favourite bit, Harris in the driver's seat throws his head back and goes, oh my God.
I didn't expect this would happen.
I didn't do it. Fuck's sake.
There's no proof, Judge.
Do you have any proof, Judge, that I was driving on a suspended licence? You don't. When? When did you see that? There a second ago. Okay, fair enough. But I was in a virtual reality car.
Is this recorded? Is it? Is it now?
Are you recording this? I don't think you are. Shaun, if you were his defender, how do we get this man off?
It was an emergency. He had to go to the doctor for an emergency.
He's dying.
He's dying, but he was able to drive and ask people to hold on while he parked.
He's like reverse parallel parking.
The only way it could have been worse is if he was going through a drive-through at the time.
No, if he was driving a convertible and the top was down, he's just on the highway, just jamming.
Yeah. He has to turn down the radio every time the judge speaks.
Sorry, Judge, I can't hear you. I'm just listening to the radio. Sorry, what? Yeah, I'm on the freeway. Yeah, sorry.
The image of the judge, just with his head in his hands.
The video, by the way, is perfect because the judge has this moment that he's like, oh, maybe it's a camera background. There's a split second where he's like, maybe it's his background.
Maybe he's having a laugh, is he?
Yeah, and then it clearly is just then he changes gear and he's driving. He's like, wait.
He starts having road rage. He's yelling at the guy in front of him.
This fucking dickhead just pulled out in front of me. Fuck's sake. That's a real Florida man move. And I was just like, that's a hilarious option to be like, oh man, I've got court at 4, but I really do need to drive and collect that new set of furniture. Oh, fuck.
I've double booked myself something fierce.
And I suppose one is more important than the other, so I'll drive there. I'll answer the call in the car.
I have Zoom on the phone, since COVID, it's mad. It's the new normal.
It's great stuff. So, Shaun, we are finishing weird news this week because Florida man did some Florida man things.
Well, you better believe he did.
It's because he couldn't be outdone. So I wanted to look at that story, and then I seen a different story that shirtless Florida man with Wendy's beef caught on camera threatening to rob restaurant with finger guns.
Oh, so he's trying to just be too cool so that they give him some food.
So this shirtless Florida man, he had a bit of an issue in a Wendy's, and he got a little frosty when something went wrong with his order. And then he immediately started shouting. He threatened to rob the restaurant using his fingers as makeshift guns.
Were they inside his jacket so you couldn't tell if he had real guns? You could see they were fingers.
Oh, yes.
Right. Even more threatening, I would say.
Deputies said the incident began around 11:30 p.m. when the suspect ordered from the drive-thru at the Avon Park Wendy's. While investigators said they didn't know what he ordered, it wasn't ready right away, and an employee asked him to pull up and wait for a little bit. According to the sheriff's office, the suspect did not like that idea. Florida man, not a fan. And he jumped out of his vehicle, approached a window and told the employee he could rob this restaurant whenever he wanted. Afterwards,
my hands are lethal weapons.
Afterwards, investigators said the suspect ran inside the store, ignoring the no shirt, no service rule, jumped on a table and repeated his threats, waving his finger guns around.
The confidence to be like, to call attention to yourself, stand on a table, and then not have a weapon.
And say, I could rob this store whenever I want, but not right now, I don't have my weapon with me.
He's used to robbing like a children's Monopoly game or something like that.
So he jumped on the table and just began shouting that he wanted his food. Eventually then he got bored, got off the table and left without collecting his food.
Well, he's not going to wait.
Sure, I would rather just leave.
I would rather go hungry.
Yeah.
And you can tell this to Wendy as well.
Yeah. Tell this to her herself, right? That she's fucking in the wrong here, right?
Yeah.
I'm fucking
She's
hungry.
Lost a good customer today.
Me with my finger guns.
I was pointing at himself, gets scared. Like,
oh, Jesus. Safety's off.
It's alright, it's unloaded, it's not loaded.
Shaun, what do you think of this Florida man's plan?
Not the worst Florida man plan we've ever heard. I feel if he had at least kept his hands in the jacket, which I still don't think has ever worked, but at least it would be like, oh, he might have two guns on.
I think if you're going to do the jacket, you can't do two guns. Because then you got to have one gun and the other hand has to be like holding the jacket over the hand. So that like it kind of looks even more threatening.
You have your hands in your pockets and you're like, oh, in one hand I have a grenade and in the other hand I have the pin of the grenade.
Yeah. And I'm willing to pull it, even though I've already pulled it.
It's already been pulled, so like,
yeah, but
we're on a timer here, folks.
But I have a different pin in it that won't go off unless I get a burger. Wait, no, if I don't get a burger,
if I'm gonna eat this grenade.
Give me 2 pieces of bread.
And then he'd have explosive diarrhea.
I just think, everyone's just like looking at him while he's making these jokes. Does he have a grenade, or is this just a really weird stand-up?
Performance art?
I'm not quite sure. Florida man never stops to just think. He ordered his food. It was going to take more than maybe 30 seconds. Immediately goes to threatening and straight to robbery with no shirt on.
Isn't that the Florida way, though?
It's the Florida man way. It's just, why wait 5 minutes when I could easily rob the store with my fingers?
But then leave without the food.
Yeah, well, it was the principle of the thing at that point. It was about proving a point.
He doesn't like to be kept waiting. What kind of place doesn't have hamburgers ready to go?
Just his specific order, just on standby.
Just in case he calls around.
He's in a drive-thru. It's going to take, like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, he's got to pull up. So he got out in a drive-thru and went into the restaurant.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
What a week, Conor. Would you like me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And special shout outs go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles Loves You and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are certain you could kill someone with a compass, just aim for the carotid artery. Russ I am convinced Shaun drowned so often when he was younger as the landlubber was just trying to live his pirate dreams-Parfitt. Jackson Brueheim has released a new episode of Can Columbo Crack the Case. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and Tipsy subscribe to the Patreon. Kira Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey, Chair's #1 fan, Chair, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Sean subbed to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints. Pete wants to hear Sean say the chemical compound, oh fuck me, phenolphthalein, and Jack Markham. Thank you all for your support. I'll figure that last one out eventually. We really appreciate it. If you want to support us, head over to the Patreon. You get the movie reviews and things like that. There is also a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lorraine.
Excuse me. I've been Sean Mean.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.